Gordon Brown thinks he knows why Brits voted for Brexit and it was not to fully leave EU. Mr. Brown said remaining in the customs union after Brexit would not be a betrayal of the Brexit vote and claimed Britons do not like any Brexit proposals put forward by hard Brexiteers. Speaking on BBC's Andrew Marr show, Mr. Brown said, "I think what is not really being picked up is that none of the options that the government are putting forward at the moment is seen as satisfactory to people. They don't like the option that the hard Brexiteers are putting forward. They do want to protect our manufacturing industry. People want to be careful about what's a threat to jobs." Marr hit back and said, "But we have voted to leave." In response, Mr. Brown said, "We voted to leave the European Union as a political union." He added, "I want to stand back and say look, what is driving the dissatisfaction? Because you'll find that many of the issues are not related to the technical details of Brexit. They are actually about lost jobs. They are about wages being stagnant. They are about communities feeling left out. They are about the health service." Marr asked if the Brexit vote was a major revolt against the political elite outside of the EU, to which Mr. Brown said, "Exactly. You have got to listen and respect it." Brexiteer MPs have hit back at the government after Prime Minister Theresa May proposed a backstop arrangement to resolve the Irish border issue, which could keep the UK closely aligned to Brussels after Brexit. Brexiteer radio host Julia Hartley-Brewer said Brexit has become a national humiliation as she called for Mrs May to step down. Ms Hartley-Brewer called for a leadership challenge as she said Brexit negotiations have become a capitulation. The backstop draft sets out a blueprint for a temporary customs partnership if the technology for a frictionless border is not prepared in time for the end of the Brexit transition period in December 2020. Former UKIP leader Nigel Farage warned Britain will be in an even worse position after Brexit if Britain remains closely aligned to the EU's customs union after Brexit. Mr. Farage warned Britons will not get any form of Brexit until 6 years after the UK has left the EU. He said, "We will finish up perhaps in an even worse place than we are now because we won't be free to deregulate, we won't be free to go out in the world and make our own deals. We won't be controlling our own borders and we will still be accepting rules from Brussels." On Friday, the EU's chief Brexit negotiator Michel Barnier rejected the proposal and argued that the proposed backstop would only be feasible for Northern Ireland and not the whole of the UK. Mr. Barnier said, "Let me be very clear. Our backstop cannot be extended to the whole of the United Kingdom. It has been designed for the specific situation of Northern Ireland. The temporary backstop is not in line with what we want.